Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this episode, we are going to install the sunroof deflector. So before I do an install of this, I will go for a drive. So that'll be just in a few minutes. I've actually already went and did the drive. All right everyone, so I'm now in my car and I'm going to show you, I got a little microphone up there and we're going to listen to how the wind sounds before I get the sunroof visor put on. So I'm going to take probably like maybe a 3-mile trip around town. And this will give you a better idea of what it sounds like before, and then I'll do a clip of what it sounds like after once I get it finally installed. Right now there's a little bit of sound. I can hear it myself. I don't know if you can. I'll have to obviously take this and edit it and see how it sounds, but we'll go from there. Right now I can hear a little, which is the reason why I'm going to get the sunroof visor. That'll get rid of that sound. It's finally a nice day in Birmingham. Shows 54 degrees right now. It's a little after 1:30 in the afternoon that I'm doing this. Definitely can hear some wind noise though, for sure. By the way, this is a new microphone I'm using. I've actually never used one before on the channel, so bear with me as I kind of go through this. I'm hoping this works really, really well. If so, I'll start using it more and have hopefully better microphone sound when I'm doing stuff on my cars. So it's a nice little moderate wind sound I hear. Now it's kind of getting a little louder as I go around 38 miles an hour down the hill. We're going to take a right here. We're going to go up this hill, kind of circle back around my neighborhood. I'm going to kind of get on it. I'm going to put it in a sport mode. I'm going to wait for this car to come and pass me. So I'm around 40 miles an hour right now, going up a hill in sport mode. I can hear it getting a little louder as I go. I'm almost up to 50 now, 47-ish. those of you that are wondering, I'm using the microphone on my actual sun visor, the little part that kind of pulls out on the Crosstrek. Figured that would be the best place to kind of get the sound out of. A little under 40 now, about 36. It's gotten a little quieter, obviously. I'm sure if I were to get on the freeway, go drive around the freeway, you could definitely hear it, how loud it is, but you can kind of hear some of the sound. And what I'm going to do really quick, I don't have it all the way closed in. I'm going to close it up just a little bit, because usually when you open up Sunroof, it goes back to a certain part, and I actually opened it all the way up. That kind of factors into the sound being a little bit louder as well, obviously. Also, for those of you who are checking out the mileage on my car, I'm now at 1,078. I picked this car up, I think, what was it, maybe December 14th or 15th of 2024. So it's been almost like a month, maybe 12 days or so, give or take. And I've only put a little over 1,000 miles on it. It came with like 35 miles, I do believe, on the odometer. But so far, only 1,000 miles in, I'm freaking loving it. You know, I feel like it's one of the best cars I've ever actually owned. Back up to around 50 now. Obviously, you can hear how loud it gets. I mean, it's not really a big deal, but like, if possible, I'd like to quieten it. So that's why we're going to put the sunroof visor on. We'll then do a video of me driving around basically the same trip I'm doing right now. See how it sounds afterwards. Just a note, I do have a couple of GoPro cameras I'm eventually going to start using. I let a friend borrow one, but I'm going to get it back from him. I do plan on doing some POV shots, putting it, I guess, on my forehead. I do have like a wrap for that, or I guess a mount or whatever it's called for. So I'll eventually kind of change out of my iPhone that I'm using now and use the GoPro. To me right now, it's just so much easier to do the iPhone for certain things that I'm doing. Just letting the videos upload to my Google Photos and downloading them to my computer, making annotations as needed. I don't really like to edit a lot. You know, I like to keep this real world. You know, let you see what I really see. I don't want you to go, well, that was a perfect video. Not everything's perfect. You know, I've discussed that in other videos. Not everything is always perfect. So. Around 30, 32. I'm sure some of y'all can probably see the miles per hour on the dash cam, probably. So I probably don't have to tell you, but I just figured I would just tell you what we're at now. Right now, with the car being still new, and a lot of the driving I do is pretty much city, going to work. It's only about 12 miles one way, and usually I get a lot of traffic on the way home. I'm only averaging 19.1. It's honestly pretty close to the same as my Outback was. Um, but I mean, I really honestly don't miss the turbo in the Outback. That's just my opinion. I gotta stop for a second because there's a lot of people in my neighborhood that like to park their cars on the side of the road, and you know, one of those things. All right, I'm back at my house now. Now's where the fun begins. All right, hope y'all enjoyed that little ride before I put the sunroof visor on my car. Now it's time to get to work. See y'all shortly. Kind of want to go over the parts that are in this and everything that kind of comes in the box. So obviously you got the visor. That's part A. B is two screws. You got a connector piece which will go underneath the area at the sunroof part, and then you'll screw that in. Looks like these will help you with the screwing in, and these are like some little sticker pieces, I guess, to kind of keep it from, like, I guess, messing up with something. Always windy in Birmingham. So basically, obviously they want you to look at the instructions, which, by the way, once again, not included in the box. I had to print them out. Whatever. They say to clean the areas with soap and water, open the moonroof fully, peel back the foam pad. Ah, that's right, those are foam pads. You're going to place that on the top part of the bracket where you're screwing it in. Then you're going to loosely screw the clips in onto the deflector, and with a washer, And then you kind of center the moonroof to place it in. They talk about marking and bracking it. I don't really remember doing that when I did my Outback. And to be honest, I didn't even follow this when I did my Outback. I actually just put these guys in, put this guys on there, and then just did everything that way, and then screwed it in at the last moment. Kind of wondering if I could have used the one that came off my Outback, because these are basically Outback instructions. There was nothing for the Crosstrek I saw. So I probably could have taken one off my Outback and used it, but it is what it is. I already sold that car, so I don't have it. They show you how it needs to be done. Before tightening, ensure the rubber seal was flat against the roof and not curling underneath itself. You got to push gently down the deflector and hook it in there. So let's see if I can do this without screwing shit up. So before we do any more stuff, let's make sure all the pieces are in the box. So give me a second here. And excuse my apparel. It's kind of cold out here in Birmingham. It's about a good chilly 45 or so. It's been in the low 20s every morning I've woken up this week. So in the box, we obviously have the good old visor. And I'm going to pull that out, take this off, and I'll show you where the holes are on it. So you got your hole right there. So the top of the screw is going to go there. Excuse my band-aid, I cut myself earlier. So you'll end up having a screw there and one right there. All right, so give me one more second. In order not to scratch anything, I'm going to put it kind of back in this. Also, I figure I'd mention while I'm doing this, I do have the Herd necklace lights already in and my exhaust. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in other videos. I do plan on trying to do those next. Not sure which order. All right. So now I'll put this back on here. And so this is now everything. And so you can see the, I'll take it out really quick for you. Oop, dropped some stuff. So obviously these are the little washers. So this is going to clip in up underneath the moonroof area. This will be the washer you'll put up underneath here. I believe like so. And then you'll screw it in. So give me a second here. Let me get my screwdriver. Da, da, da. So I'm going to wait on that for just a second. They give you alcohol prep wipes to prep the area. There's 3M to mask the stuff. I don't really think I'm going to need that. And then obviously you get the little cover pieces. So that's going to go on top right there, maybe more, so like that. So let me get back to my handy dandy instructions I had to print offline. So we'll go back to the instructions. As you can kind of see, you obviously clean it, open up sunroof, peel back the foam pad, which is G, place it on top of there for the metal clip. Then you're going to loosen secure clips onto the deflector with the screws. F is going to be the little washer. So the sequence is screw, washer, blade, and then clip. That does make sense. So the washer is going to be up underneath this when you push this in, and then you're going to go through there. That way the washer helps protect the plastic part. Yeah, this seems to be pretty straightforward. So let's see how straightforward it actually really is for me and my dumb self sometimes. Go ahead and take plastic off. So satisfying. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. It says Subaru right there. It looks really good. Looks really good. I think I might be a sucker for OEM shit. It's okay. So we're going to peel this guy off. We're going to place it on like such. All right. That one's on there. Get this other one, peel it off, put it on there. Awesome. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to take the plastic I have behind me and trash it so it won't keep making noises. All right, so those two are done. So I actually was wrong. So the washers won't go right underneath the holes, right? They're actually going to go underneath down here like that. So the goal then would be flip this guy over. And you want them going this way. So like when I did on the Outback, I just kind of put these in there. And then I kind of put that on there and I screwed everything in. So I guess, I just didn't have any real instructions per the norm. So let's find my washer. see if we can't get this guy in here. So actually, it's a little bit hard to see. Hopefully, y'all can see some of this. And take this guy, and it's going to go like this. So we want to lift it up, put that against it. You can kind of drop it down in there. Get my screwdriver. All right. Talks about putting a washer in as well. Looks like I got a little manufacturer defect on this one, so give me a second to scrape some stuff. So what I would then recommend doing is flipping it over. Can't really like twist it or anything. Yeah, that's not working as intended, so put this back down. And then it kind of breaks through. So this is kind of the weird, tricky part. It's like you got these washers, right, to put them on here. But like how this works, it's kind of tricky. I mean, I probably need a drill bit to be honest, but I'm not going to break shit with it. Well, I'll let it get a little bit deeper, if that makes sense. Okay. Then I should now be able to yep. Nope. Not going in like I want to. Because this is stupidly designed, I feel. All right. Give me 1 second while I figure this out, then I'll show you how I do it on the other side. I actually was wrong, and I was right the very, very first time. It is screw followed by washer up underneath. Then they call this the blade. So now I'll turn this and show you how much easier it is now the second time around. You know, sometimes I have to do things my own the first time without it being on camera because it might take me a little bit longer. And I know not everyone has the attention span to watch stuff. I sure as hell don't because I have bad ADD sometimes. So now we're going to do screw, washer. You just put a shit in there. All right. And then we get the blade. I mean, it's going to stick up a little bit like such, which is fine. Well, all right. Give me a second here. Just got to take off my Band-Aid because it's getting in the way. Hopefully I don't bleed on all my shit. It'll be all right. Yeah, it'll be all right.
Seems like I can't just get it in here right. Damn. This thing's a pain in the ass. Yeah, it keeps going in at an angle, so give me a second here. Probably best if I just do it like this. All right, now we shouldn't be at an angle. I should be able to do this. Ah! God damn it. Sometimes you just need another set of hands. And it's annoying because I don't really have them. Might be best to kind of like twisty it on there without doing the screw first, so you can kind of get a little bit. Hopefully it's still not at an awkward angle. And I can get it going. God dang it, dude. It keeps going at the wrong effing angle. For some reason, this one just doesn't want to participate. Like, its participation trophy is out the window. It might help if I probably did it the proper right way. Hopefully we're still able to see some of this. You know, you would think screwing in shit wouldn't be so freaking hard. Yeah, I can feel it working now because it's starting to hit my dead gum skin as I push it in tighter. Okay. Cool. So now if you look, you can see it's kind of in there pretty tight, proper way. Look at this one. Needs to be adjusted just a smidge. So give me a moment here. Apparently Joey was missing. You can hear that or not. Someone's looking for Joey. The things you hear outside of my house while working on stuff. It's just funny. All right. So that might be the hardest part. Who knows? So going forward, love how that took me like 6 minutes to do that. So I want you to center the moonroof. You would think they would want you to do that for doing stuff. So we want oh, I didn't loosely secure the clips. I kind of super tightened them. So let me loosen them up a little bit. You know, reading's fundamental. Sometimes I do well with stuff, sometimes I don't. You know, I'm gonna be honest. All right. So now they want me to like mark the stuff and everything. And this is gonna be the kind of the tricky part, I feel, right? I'm gonna have to come in here. Maybe it would help if I had my keys. Give me a second here. Throw that on there. Open that all the way back. And I have to stand on here. So hopefully y'all can see stuff. Let me get in the back and stand up so I can readjust the camera for you. All right. Give me a second here. I'll be right back, and then I'll start back recording again. All right, so I'm back. I got out the alcohol prep pads, and it seems to be that one of them is actually dry. But they want you to kind of, I guess, prep this and clean this as well. Really need to take my car for a wash. All right, then they kind of want you to kind of take the 3M stuff and label it. I don't really think I need to do that. So I'm gonna kind of put this there. And I'm gonna look underneath here. Hopefully y'all are all still able to see me do stuff. Let me come back here, make sure to a degree you can see me do stuff. I'm gonna move it down a little bit better for y'all. Yeah, so one thing I want to show is when you push these down, I'll move this out the way actually. Pull it back up in a minute. When you push these down, this is where it's going to go up underneath. So I'll pull it back up. I really hope I'm not scratching paint. And this is where I should have loosely screwed these on, because now I don't have enough to kind of do what I need to do. So learn from my mistakes. So I really should have had them like very loosely bent on there, if that makes sense. going to have to go do that side as well. So once again, as you can see, instructions, I mean, they are somewhat to a degree clear, but once again, like, these pictures suck ass, and this is why I'm doing the video. Give me a second, guys. I need to get some gloves because the gunk for the sunroof is getting on my hands. So I now see why the last time I did this, I basically put the moonroof on there and did all the screwing with everything up underneath, because to me it made sense to do it a lot easier that way. Take it off some. Okay. So I'm going to show you in just a second what I just kind of clipped in. All right. So basically, I'm almost done now. I'm going to need to hold this, and now we should be able to securely tighten it. So really, these need to be super, super loose. As soon as you get them on, you don't have to really tighten them down hard. You'll leave that towards the very end like I'm doing now. And you'll just easy does it. So yeah, I should be able to see that. And yeah, I know you probably hear stuff popping. It's the sidewell stuff, which, by the way, I think I might be getting a illumination kit for the sidewell stuff. All right, so I'm going to pull the camera down. I'm going to kind of show you where I clip these guys in, and then just got to clean up my mess and we'll take it for a drive. Okay, so you're going to basically, you're like an area where you clip them in right there. And that's all I had to do. I think there might be some more area where I can probably screw these on a little bit tighter. But basically, this has to kind of come down. It's such a tight area to hardly see, but that's all you have to do. And that's it. I mean, to me, that's a pretty simple install. If I would have just realized how loose I should have kept stuff. But yeah, I think if you look, it's pretty solid. I'm going to finish kind of tighten it up. Make make sure this looks like it's not a little flat there, so I might have to fix that a little bit. But other than that, that's almost basically it. I'll go take it for a test drive. Yeah, it is. And yeah, that's kind of all she wrote, really. I mean, it wasn't too hard. I'll have to peel this off in just a moment. But yeah, so next really will be me taking it for a test drive. I can see some areas where I need to kind of flip that. It's not fully flat, but I'll get a little pry tool and I'll fix that real quick. So what I'll do is I kind of screw it off a little bit and then I'll put it back on. So to kind of show you real quick, now I've gotten it flattened out. Actually, I was able just to kind of come inside here and just hit it like that. So now I really just need to screw it back down in here. And that'll finish it up. Then like I said, I gotta take that off and then we'll go for a drive in just a moment. And now you'll hear the difference before and after of this. All right, everyone, so that's the final product of what it looks like. And I'm now about to take it for a drive real quick, and you're gonna see a difference of the sound, hopefully. So I'm going to stop recording for just a second, change my microphone I got, and put it back up in here like I did earlier for the other test drive. And then we're gonna go do the same, I think it was 3 to 6 miles, or whatever it was earlier. So, one moment. All right, everyone, back in the car now. Let me crank her up. You can hear the exhaust a little bit. About to hear it a lot more soon. Can't wait till that comes out. All right, so let's see if there's an actual real difference. So once again, microphone's right there. Sunroof is open. This is probably the quickest install ever. If you note earlier in the video, it was around 1:32 when I went for my little test drive. So I came back and read the instructions and did some stuff. Probably took me about 30 minutes. Should have taken a little bit quicker, but I screwed up and tightened everything too tight, which is why the way I did it before on my Outback, I did it the hard way. But it's what it is. Man, I'm so glad to have that done. I've been wanting to put this on. I've had it for like an entire month now, and every time I turn around, it's too cold, or I get home and I didn't have enough daylight. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is going to cut out on some of the noise. Now I just need to decide what I want to do next. Her necklace lights or the exhaust. I can already tell a difference. Yeah, that's worth the $100 or whatever it is. I think it was like $80, 80 to 100. With shipping, it was like maybe 120. I really feel like stuff like this should have already come on the car, but then again, I guess everyone is kind of different. They don't maybe necessarily want that on their car, but I mean, if you're getting a car with a sunroof, like, why wouldn't you want that already, right? Right now, I'm only hearing noise from cars passing by. Now, granted, I'm not going down the hill at about
40 to 50 miles an hour. We'll put it in S drive. Also, if y'all haven't noticed, or if you have noticed, sorry, it's wrong phrasing. If you've noticed, my car doesn't make the beeping sound when I get in and out and kind of back up. And I'll be honest, I'm not wearing my seatbelt right now. I don't give two shits about the law on that. I usually put it on when I go somewhere, but right now in this, I'm just doing it. Functions that don't work are auto vehicle hold and auto start stop will not work if you don't have your seatbelt on, just FYI. But I will make a video later of how I disable the seatbelt alarm. That shit's so effing annoying. I'm just done with it. And that was literally the first thing I did. If you really want to know, you basically have the car in the on position. You take the seatbelt in the driver's side take the seatbelt that you want to shut it off, right? Because if you don't do the other ones and someone else is in that, you'll hear that. So let me get up this. Yeah, I just hear engine noise now. I don't really hear wind or anything. Yeah, there's definitely a notice on that. So it's to me, it's a much smoother, quieter ride now with the sunroof open. I hear a little bit, but it's nothing like before. Let me kind of punch a little bit. You hear it, but there's no or like bobbly kind of like sound, right? You just kind of hear the wind deflecting off of it. So yeah, definitely worth it. Back to the seatbelt that I was talking about. First thing I did before I even pulled out of the dealership, you basically sit in the seat that you want to remove the chime, and you have the car in the on position. You push down on the red button, and you push the seatbelt buckle in and out. I think it's 30 times in 20 seconds, something like that, and that should get rid of it. I'll eventually do one for the other and kind of show you, but it's what it is. Yeah, it's a lot lower noise, and I'm not hearing a huge like wombly or whatever it is sound. Yeah, that's nice. I'm glad I finally got that done. Like I said, I've had it for over a month. It's been on and off cold here in Birmingham. We even had a snow weekend. Like it was so cold that weekend, I just couldn't get out to do anything. I had ice everywhere after it snowed. I just didn't feel safe driving my car, especially when it's been a brand new car. But yeah, I think this is totally cool. This sounds so much better. It reminds me so much of my Outback that I had. You know, I had one of my Honda Accord, but I took it off for some unknown reason. I don't know why. I think for that reason was it didn't really sound as bad. So like I can hear the wind a little bit, but it's not a louder noise than it was earlier. So Impreza. Nice little drive in Birmingham. Really, this is Hoover. 10 miles outside of Birmingham. Like, I'm in a pretty good location. Where I'm at, you know, you saw me kind of come down that hill and then take that right going up the hill and come circling back around. If I keep going straight, I hit to the like Highway 31 part of Hoover. Where we're kind of coming at now, where you saw previously on the video where I'll turn back to go to my neighborhood, that's the freeway right there, right? And I mean, both sides I have ins and outs of the freeway. So if something's screwed up on one side, I can usually go to the other side. Now, if they're screwed up on both sides, then I'm just kind of SOL, is what it is. Yeah, I feel like this makes for a little bit nicer, quieter ride. You only kind of really hear like the actual road noise and the cars passing by now. I mean, even that's actually a little bit, to what I feel, is a little bit quieter. That's just in my opinion. By the way, I believe that's a new Lexus in front of me. They look really weird. It's nice now. Got the window deflectors, sunroof deflectors, deflector, not deflectors. But yeah, it makes for a nice little quieter drive, and I use my sunroof a lot. There are people like my parents who have had two straight vehicles, 2012, I think, Altima V6, I believe it was, and they sold that and they got into, I think, a Mazda CX-50. I tried to get them into a Crosstrek, but my dad was like, it's a hard time getting your mom to do stuff. Whatever. They're both retired. Let them do what they want to do, right? But they got a moon roof, and it's actually a panoramic roof in that CX-50, because it's the CX-50, I think, is the comparison to the Forester, and that's fine. It's all-wheel drive. They really love it. It's nice leather and stuff. I'm not into the leather stuff anymore. Just after a while, it starts looking bad. That's just my opinion. But they never use it. And you open up the sunroof, my dad like bitches about like it's gonna hurt my hair or my scalp that's like showing, and I'm like, then why the hell did you get a damn car with the sunroof? Because that's like an extra like $1,500 now. It used to be like an extra $500 to $1,000 like 20 years ago when you got a car. I mean, I'm going back to all the cars I've ever owned. My very first car was a 95 Sentra, no sunroof. Then I went to a 93 Honda Accord, no sunroof. 94 Honda Accord, no sunroof. 97 Honda Prelude Type SH, had to have the sunroof because I was going to get one with that. The car after that would be a 2012, I believe, CRZ I owned. And I only got that because I really needed a new car, and my Prelude was not really reliable, and I had just started a new job. So I call it a big boy job, working in IT at a law firm. And so they didn't make them with it. It was more for reliability. It was a brand new car. Got a pretty decent deal on it. Then I eventually had the Takata airbags issue. And while that was in the shop, they gave me some Nissan Sentra or Altima or something like that. And I went up to the Honda dealership and I saw that Accord, and I was like, let me go look at these, because I had a coworker that had a V6 2015 or something, or 2012 Accord, and his wife even had one, and they loved them, dude. And so I test drove one, and it just reminded me of my Prelude, and it had a sunroof, and so I got one. After that, I bought a BMW X5. Had a panoramic, and then after that would be the Outback, I believe. It had to have a sunroof. So, and then of course the Crosstrek. I mean, I had to have a sunroof in this guy. Sorry, this is a little bit longer video than it probably should be, just installing this, but you know, I wanted to do it before and after, and it takes about 10 to 12 minutes to circle my neighborhood. I hope y'all enjoyed the ride on this. If you think this was very helpful, showing kind of how I did it, showing where I made the mistakes, feel free, give me a thumbs up for liking it. Then subscribe. I got more content coming. I got the her necklace lights. That shouldn't take long, like maybe 30 minutes if that, hopefully. I say that. Then I got the exhaust. That'll probably be another 30 minutes to an hour install. I'm going to have to do some sounds before and after. But yeah, that's it. I think it's quiet. It's nice. So yeah. Drop any questions you have below about this, or if you didn't go with the OEM sunroof deflector and you went with like the Goodyear or whatever else, throw it in the comments below. I want to hear how yours was, because some of those I think you just have like a 3M tape and you just seal it that way, and I'm just kind of cautious about that. I take mine through a car wash. I know I probably shouldn't, and y'all will probably kill me because of the paint, and I've already actually got a spot and haven't showed y'all. That'll be another small little video clip. I got to take it to the Subaru dealership to get fixed. It's under like a 6-month warranty of like chips and stuff that can get fixed. But yeah, so once again, this was the sunroof deflector install. I want to thank y'all for watching this video, and feel free to like and subscribe so I know to do more content, because I'm going to keep on doing it. And once I get done modding what I'm doing, we're just going to have a bunch of POV cams, and then I'm going to start taking this sucker off-roading. So once again, thanks for watching. See y'all in the next one.